next book is called Young Orville and Wilbur Wright. It's in the First Art Biography series. Young Orville and Wilbur Wright, written by Andrew Woods and illustrated by Ellen Bayer. First to fly. Wilbur and Orville Wright were brothers. They invented the first motor-powered airplane. Wilbur was born in 1867. 4 years later, Orville was born. They grew up in Ohio and Iowa with their brothers, sister, and parents. From the time they were little, Wilbur and Orville were best friends. They loved to build toys and machines together. Their mother liked to make things too. Once she could not find a sled big enough for both boys, so she took wood and metal from an old stove and made one. The Wright home was full of books. In those days, there was no TV or radio. In the evenings, the family read out loud to each other from books and newspapers. In 1878, Mr. Wright gave Wilbur and Orville a gift they would never forget. It was a toy flying machine made out of cork, bamboo, and paper. Its motor was a rubber band. The boys named their new toy the Bat. They played with it all the time. Wilbur and Orville played with their toy so much that it broke. So they made another, larger bat. It flew for a second, then crashed. Wilbur and Orville had lots of fun together. They swam and played baseball and ice hockey. The boys worked too. When Orville was only 10 years old, he made kites and sold them. Orville also worked as a paperboy, and he collected scrap metal and sold it to junkyards. Orville used the money he earned to buy parts to build a special tool. Wilbur and Orville used the tool to help build a beautiful new front porch on their house. Their neighbors liked the new porch. Soon the brothers were building things for other families in town. When Orville was a teenager, he started a printing company with his friend Ed. When Ed got tired of the job, Wilbur took his place. Wilbur and Orville even built their own printing press. They used scrap metal and wood, and the press worked. Soon the brothers started their own paper, the West Side News. It was a big success. In 1892, Orville and Wilbur opened a bicycle shop. The brothers loved building newer and faster bikes. They even made a special bicycle, a bike that two people could ride at the same time. But Wilbur and Orville still dreamed of flying. Together, they planned their own flying machine. Over the years, they made and flew many gliders. Those are planes without motors. Then they began to build a new kind of plane. This plane had a motor. On December 17th, 1903, their airplane was ready. Orville took off from a runway in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. The plane rolled along the ground, then soared into the air. Standing on the ground and watching his brother Wilbur cheered. Their dream had finally come true. Orville and Wilbur kept on building planes. Each one was better than the one before it. Each one flew higher and longer. After Wilbur died in 1912, Orville kept making airplanes, but he never forgot his brother. We always worked together, Orville said before he died in 1948. We did our best work together. And then at the back of the book, there's an index of information, ideas you can find on different page numbers. Young, Orville, and Wilbur Wright.